Tired of gender-based violence? Are you perhaps tired of being counted amongst the worst abusers in the world? Do you want to be a part of men who end gender-based violence? If so, the hashtag No Excuse movement is here to help you do just that. The No Excuse movement aims to end violence against women and children and is mobilizing men to be a part of it. And to talk about this and more, we are joined by Andrea Quaye, the Vice President for Marketing in the Africa Zone at the AB InBev. A very good morning to you, Andrea. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
Take us through what the No Excuse movement is all about.
The No Excuse movement is an open platform gender-based violence movement that invites South African men, as well as corporates, to join the movement. And the reason we called it No Excuse was because we identified that one of the key behaviors in breaking the silence and breaking the cycle is the thought that people turn a blind eye and are bystanders to gender-based violence. And they are bystanders because we make excuses around not getting involved.
And what's the aim specifically of this movement?
The aim is basically to mobilize civil society and mobilize men, but as well as to get men to say no to excuses and get men to create forums in their communities and to really take a stand. So in order for us to stop gender-based violence, everybody needs to stand up and take a stand.
Who is this champion man that does not make excuses about gender-based violence, and how can he get involved in this movement?
You know, the champion man is a man in every community, and we all know these men in our communities. These are well-standing men that people listen to, that are not afraid to say what they think. And it is across all communities, irrespective of race, irrespective of age, as well as income.
You've also partnered with I understand, the South African Men's Forum in support of their campaign. Tell us more about this organization and how did that partnership come about?
Yes, so we partnered off with Takwane, which are basically, they've come out of the men's sector of SANAC, and they're basically a program that really encourages men to stand up and to be counted. And so we've partnered up with them along this journey, along this movement, because they have significant know-how and credibility within this area.
And this month, you know, we're commemorating 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Where are we in South Africa in terms of that? And especially now that we see people at influential positions, people at decision-making levels, ministers being accused of gender-based violence.
I mean, gender-based violence is something that has infiltrated our society, and that is really, we have one of the highest levels of gender-based violence in the whole world. Every day, 3 women are killed by their intimate partners. And so we're basically at war with women. And so we started off this movement during the 16 days of activism, but our strong belief is that this needs to be a 365-day movement. We have committed to the next 5 years to fighting gender-based violence. So this is something that is in our communities. It'll take government, it'll take civil society, it'll take NGOs, and it'll take the private sector to do something about this.
So what sort of programs do you have in place in order to get the message out there?
So we started off by kicking off with a hard-hitting commercial, hard-hitting ad that really shines the spotlight on the issue, and we'll be flighting that till the end of the year. Our expectation is that 10 million men actually see this commercial, so let alone women. We have programs where we're going into taverns, because AB InBev is a beer company. So we're going into taverns. Over the next year, we should go into 10,000 taverns, where we will have conversations with tavern owners as well as people that frequent taverns around responsible consumption of alcohol, as well as gender-based violence, and what every man can do to stop it.
All right. Since you are a beer company, isn't it odd that you're advocating or championing a cause that is against gender-based violence, yet alcohol is one of the biggest causes of such violence?
Simpiwe, we are acutely aware of the link between men that abuse alcohol and men that commit gender-based violence. And that is more the reason why we've leaned into this issue. We want to be part of the solution. And we want to say to men that abuse alcohol and that commit gender-based violence, do not use alcohol as an excuse. We want to talk to responsible men, because we talk to men, on a daily basis through our distribution and our advertising and everything. We want to say to responsible men, and there are lots of responsible men out there, do not stand by. And so for this very reason, we have decided to be part of the conversation and to be part of the solution.
Sure. Andrea, thank you so much for chatting to us this morning.
Thank you, Sir.
Well, that is Andrea Quaye, the Vice President for Marketing in the Africa Zone at AB InBev, talking to us about the #NoExcuse campaign aimed at ending gender-based violence. This is AM News. Let's take a short break now. We'll be back with more after the break.